Hola amigos, this is level 12 and today we are going to be talking about all the micronations in Hetalia. Now this video was supposed to come out in 4 more days, but I'm bored and have nothing to do, so let's get to it. Now this is a very beautiful picture of all the micronations, and I feel so bad because my text is covering up Saborgi's face. I hate that so much. Oh, it's so annoying, and I love the reflection of, Ladonia, Y, and Sealand. I love how you can see their reflections on the foot. But anyway, let's begin. First is the honorable mention of the Republic of Nico. His home country is Japan. His founder is unknown. His apparent age before he gave up his nation status was early teens, however he has now aged and become an adult, and his currency is the yen. Now, Nico was an anomaly according to Japan, as people aren't supposed to be able to become nations. However, Nico basically told him, I'm gonna do it through hard work, and then he found Japan again and say, hey, I'm a nation. I think Japan was a little overwhelmed by that because he didn't think that could happen. However, Nico realized that he now had stopped aging, and thus all of the people he cared about would die while he forever remained young. He didn't want that, so he gave up his nationship and now has a son and can't attend parties because his son has playdates, which is adorable. Next is Sealand. His home country is England, and the founder is Roy Bates. He looks to be about 12, and his currency is the Sealand dollar, which none of these currencies have any merit, unless you're there, which I'm pretty sure they'll still take whatever money you give them. Anyways, the reason Sealand decided to become a micronation is because the little oil rig, which technically is Sealand, was abandoned by England, and some German dude decided to take it over and claim it as the Principality of Sealand. The Principality of Sealand has its own soccer team, it has its own titles that it sells, like Lady and Lord and Baron and Baroness, for expensive prices. They sell pins, they sell flags, they sell shirts, they sell a lot of things to help support their economy, quote-unquote economy. Also, they have a team that won the egg throwing contest of 2008 of rejected Olympic sports or some crap like that. I'm like, go Sealand? I think you can also buy to be in their military and on their soccer team. You can basically buy anything you want for Sealand. Sealand himself is, like most micronations, very childish. He's very loud and boisterous, and he is the main micronation yelling to his home country, recognize me, because I think Y is the only one that's been recognized, other than the Turkish Northern Republic of Cyprus, but technically he's in a micronation. I checked. Next is Kogel-Mogul. His home country is Austria. His founder is Edwin Lipburger. He's about 9 to 11, and his currency is the euro. Now, the reason Kogel-Mogul became its own little micronation is because the founder, Edwin Lipburger, got into a dispute between the government and how his house looked, because it was round and it had a dome roof, and they weren't going to let him keep his house the way it was. Now, Edwin Lipburger made Kogel-Mogul a micronation, however, he died without a successor, so now Austria just uses his home, his address, as a tourist trap, so Kogel-Mogul sadly has no current ruler. Also, Kogel-Mogul is a very artistic child. He, claims everything must be artistic and everything must be beautiful, and he gets into fights with Ladonia about what is art and what is not art. I know nothing about art. I fail in that category so much, and it makes me sad. But I feel also this poor child, I feel like, will throw temper tantrums, and I don't really see him as shy after reading his character profile. Just no, most of these micronations are brats. Next is Ladonia. Now, in the anime it says Ladonia has no technical land, that he's only a computer program. However, I was able to find an actual Ladonia in Sweden, as Ladonia makes Sweden do things for him because Sweden cares for Ladonia, which I think is really sweet. But Ladonia has land. I don't know why in the anime it says he doesn't, but whatever. The founder was Lars Vilks. His apparent age is 11 through 12, and I'm going to pronounce this currency the best I can. Or Tuck. I don't know how you pronounce that. Now, before I talk about Ladonia and why Ladonia became a micronation, I just want to comment on his flag. It's completely green. That white outline is just outlining the Nordic cross, because they're like, oh, the Nordic cross is the same green as our flag. And I'm like, that's so counterproductive. Anyways, Ladonia succeeded because the artist Lars Vilks has decided to make sculptures on property that he was not allowed to, which I don't know if he owned it or what. A bunch of legal issues that I've skimmed over because legal lingo goes over my head. But, Lars Vilks had decided, you know what? I'm gonna, succeed from y'all. Bye. And it's just because sculptures and statues, which is why Ladonia is a thing, and it is in Sweden. And the current ruler of Ladonia, a queen named Queen Carolyn, has often recognized Ladonia regarding the show and commented on his paint on his nose, and it isn't a scar, it's a paint thing. And she replied, why do you want Ladonia to have a scar? Ladonia himself is a very bratty child. He kind of reminds me of Romano in a way, because Romano was a very bratty child, and Ladonia can sometimes get this haughty attitude, and Sweden just plays along like, yep, that's Ladonia. Also, for some reason, he and Sealand appear to be very good friends. I'm just like, Sealand, why do you hang out with this guy? He's a jerk. Go hang out with Latvia. Next is Seborgia. His home country is Italy. The founder is Giorgio Carbone, and his apparent age is 14 to 16. His currency is the Seborgian Lugino. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Now, Saboria's reason for being a micronation is a little confusing. The dude who claims Saboria as a micronation claims that it has historical context from 914, back during the Roman Empire or so. And all this other historical crap is why he says it should be its own little nation, or what it is currently, the micronation. And, so yeah. Saboria himself is like the other Italian brothers, is a womanizer, but he's the most likeliest to get the girl. I have no idea why. I feel, for whatever reason, when I saw his outfit, I immediately thought of Australia's outfit. I don't know why, I just did. It looks like his. And he's also noted to flirt with a lot of girls, and even told why upon meeting her, hey, when you're older, I'll date you. And he also went on a date with Monaco because of... he's really close to Monaco there. And I just want to comment on his flag real quick. It looks like a mixture of the Scottish flag and the Greece flag. And that's what popped out. I don't know, that's just me. Next is Hutt River, who at first when I saw his name I thought was Huff River. Don't ask. His home country is Australia. His founder is Leonard Casley. His apparent age is 15 to 16, and his currency is the Hutt River dollar. Now, the reason his Leonard decided to make Hutt River a micronation is because of some quotas over wheat. The Australian government had decided that the Leonard's family and a bunch of surrounding farms had a surplus of wheat, but the Australian government was only going to take so much, and he thought that was unfair. So, legal battles later, he made Hutt River a micronation. However, some other legal stuff happened with Hutt River that wasn't technically legal of what people were doing, but whatever. Hutt River himself is a very haughty man that looks down on Y and claims, I am your senior, you must respect your senior. And he literally tells them that y'all have to... the rules about his home and what they can do and all this other crap. And I feel like he's just the pretty rich boy because, I feel like he's one of the richer micronations. And that he's just like, hey, I'm superior because I got the monies. And I'm just like, no, Hutt River, you're just a jerk in good clothing. Which basically all the micronations are A, really cute, B, have good clothing, and C, are all brats. That's just the sad state of affairs of the micronations. Next is Y. Her home country is Australia. Her founder is Prince Paul. Her age is about 8 to 10, and her currency is the Australian dollar. Now, like a lot of micronations, Y has her own official website. However, on that website and even on the Wikipedia page, I could not find her own currency, so I just assumed they used the Australian dollar. Now, Y is one of my favorite micronations because A, she's the only female, and the reason she succeeded from her home country. After 8 years of battling, Prince Paul for 8 years battled in a court case to build himself a driveway. However, after 8 years, the Australian government still denied him a driveway, and so he decided to make his own micronation. To me, that seems a little extreme, but, that's just me. Because I like to stay in America, but whatever. And Y still has arguments with Australia about her driveway. And like a lot of micronations, Y is a very artistic person, and Prince Paul himself encourages young artists to send him art via snail mail, which I think that's a pretty neat idea, and he puts it all in a book which I don't know when that's coming out or if it's already come out. I don't know how updated that website is, but whatever. Y herself is a very sassy child and very smart-mouthed and claims she hates Hut River, even though Hut River says you shouldn't be like this to your seniors, but says, I'll forgive you since you're my junior. And I'm just like, Y has a reason not to like Hut River. He's a jerk. But Sealand can also herself be a jerk, as she claims both Sealand and Sybil are annoying, but I'll agree with her there that when they first met her, they were kind of overbearing, and I'm just like, yeah, none of these Micronations really have their lives together. I mean, they're kids. Next is Malosia. His home country is America. The founder is Kevin Baugh. His parent age is 16 to 17, and his currency is the Valora. Now, before I get on any further about Malosia, for whatever reason, Malosia is at war with East Germany, and they have been for, let's say, about 2,000 days. I don't understand. I'm gonna research more into that, but when I went on the official Malosia website, which a lot of the Micronations do have websites, and if it isn't sponsored by another website, I will put it down in the description below, so you can go check them out and read on their history and support them if you wish, unlike me, who is cheap. Anyways, he's apparently at war with East Germany, and I don't know why. I think I read something about that when I was researching him earlier for a different school project, but whatever. Anyway, Malosia, or Kevin Baugh himself, had a very unique reason for making Malosia a Micronation. As a child, Baugh had this fantasy kingdom, and later on in his years, he's made it a reality. Now, he has land in Pennsylvania, Northern California, and Southern California. However, in Pennsylvania, I think he sold that land back, but he currently is one of the quote-unquote largest Micronations, I think. He also claims to have land on Venus and land in the Pacific Ocean. Don't know how he claimed those, but we'll let him roll with it. Malosia himself is much like Egypt and very secretive. Now, I love Malosia's design because it makes him look like a gangster, and I love that 1920s gangster feel. But Malosia, on his inside, is a very caring and kind person, as we see him gardening and playing with his dogs. However, when other people come by, he feels like he has to be guarded or they will attack them, which is what I think East Germany did to him for whatever reason, or he attacked Germany. I don't know why they're at war. I will make a separate video on that because I'm highly interested in that. But anyways, and I sincerely hope this is official HEMA art because I wanted to find something, well, first of all, I wanted to find a picture of Malosia where he wasn't flipping people off. Secondly, I wanted to find a picture of Malosia where he was kind of looking. Now, when I looked at his flag, I immediately thought it was the Estonian flag, but the Estonian flag has blue, white, and black. I'm thinking of a different flag that looked like this, but I still thought of the Estonian flag when I saw it. Now, that's all the Micronations. Now, some of y'all will say, what about the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus? I looked into that. It's a de facto state, which I don't know what that means, but I made sure that was not a Micronation, and nor was Cyprus. I covered my tracks. I looked into any character I didn't know fully about, and I made sure they were not Micronations. However, I think Hema went over most of the Micronations in that one episode. Anyways, like and subscribe for more anime and otaku-related content. Again, look in the description for websites to these Micronations because they're really awesome. Anyways, ciao, chicos!